Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Radish. Obviously, now we've talked about all three branches of our government, and this is a nice little list of all of them right here. And what we're going to be doing right now is I am going to kind of discuss to you the lawmaking process that these branches have. So, obviously, as you're looking at this, and all of you should know that the lawmaking process starts at the legislative branch. So that is the branch that we're going to be focused on today. But I want you to understand that every single branch plays a key role in this process. So what happens is the House of Representatives and the Senate, they both have the power to write a law, to start the writing process. So just for sake of this discussion, let's say that the law or the bill at this point, it's not a law until it's signed by the president and makes its way through all the branches. It does not become a law until then. So let's say that we have a bill that is started in the Senate. Here it is. And how the bill actually works is it has like a number to it. So they might call it Senate Bill number, 53. Okay. That was supposed to be a number sign. Or you guys might think it's a hashtag, but believe it or not, that is a pound sign or a number sign before a hashtag. So bill number 53, let's pretend. Now let's pretend this bill was, for some new law that was getting passed, but somebody in the Senate introduced it. And remember, they have 100 members in Senate. So what those folks are going to do is they'll discuss it. They'll decide whether it's a popular enough or important enough bill. Then once enough time passes that they've discussed it, then they'll vote on it. And this process usually takes pretty long. So they'll have a vote. And in order to pass this bill from the Senate, they need to have a majority vote. So they need to have a majority. I hope I don't run out of space here. But they have to have a majority vote. A majority just means greater than 50%. So they really just need 51 votes to get it passed. And when that actually happens, then this bill will leave the Senate and go to the House, or vice versa. Let's pretend this bill might have started in the House, and then if it passes there, it goes to the Senate. Now, in the House of Representatives, you have many, many, many representatives there, but they also need a majority as well there. So if they pass a majority vote and they say, and the majority of them vote yes, then it leaves our Congress, our legislative branch, and it goes to the president. Now, let me make this a little clearer. I'm going to erase this part here. Let's try this again. Goes to the president. Now, the president has two choices. He could sign it and basically say yes, or the president has the power to veto the bill. Veto basically is a fancy word of saying no. So let's say if he says yes, guess what? Goes over here. The judicial branch reviews it. Usually this process is very quick. And then if they say it's constitutional, they will, the Supreme Court justices will review it. Is it constitutional? If it is constitutional, then they give it the okay, and then this bill goes up here, and guess what? We have a brand new law. And that law needs to be carried out by every state and every local government, because those laws supersede any state laws or local laws. Now, that's the easy part. Now, if this bill is vetoed, because the president does have the power to say no, If he vetoes it, it goes back to the Senate. And now the Senate and the House of Representatives, they have a choice. If they're really serious about the bill and it's an incredibly important bill, they will try to vote on it again, except instead of a majority vote, now both houses need a 2/3 vote. So 2/3 of the Senate and the House of Representatives have to vote yes, which instead of 51% by the majority vote, because obviously they need a 51% or greater, now they need a 66% or greater, which is incredibly difficult to do because we have two parties that dominate the Senate and the House of Representatives, and they're pretty equally balanced. There's always one party that has a majority, but they're pretty equally balanced. And to ask for 66%, that means you're going to have to get some yes votes from the other political party, which is incredibly difficult because they don't seem to agree on anything. So 99% of the time, can they get this overriding 2/3 vote? And the answer is no, just because they usually do not have the support from the other political party. However, the reason why this power is in place is because if the power of the president becomes too great and he's simply or she is simply voting or vetoing everything, even really, really good bills that both sides agree on, the legislative branch has the power, if they get this 2/3 vote right here. If they get this 2/3 vote, guess what? It bypasses the executive branch. It goes to the judicial branch, and then it becomes a law if they okay it. So the president can be totally cut out of the process if the legislative branch deems that it is an incredibly important bill, and if the president is simply just being, unreasonable, then they can bypass the president with that power. That is the power of the legislative branch. So the president is not able to just vote no or veto everything, even really good bills that need to be passed. You'll notice the judicial branch does not have a power to vote if they like the law or not. They are supposed to be neutral with an N there. They are supposed to be neutral. Now, this doesn't mean that they're all going to vote the same way. What this means is they all have their own interpretations of the Constitution. However, they're not allied with any political party, or at least not publicly. So they are supposed to remain as neutral as possible, and they are supposed to read the Constitution and interpret it as best as they can. So this kind of takes you through the lawmaking process of how a bill becomes a law. And I want you guys to make sure that you study this because this is something that you will be quizzed on next week. And other than that, make sure that you look through the notes, make sure that you look through the slideshows, the screencasts, and we'll have a short quiz on this early next week. Okay, guys? Thank you for listening. Have a good day.